Well, you know, Alan, in a single experience, I was converted. I went down into the deep, the underground cavern that I read about in all the mythologies in Jung. And I realized that these sacred portals spoke about in the alchemical texts weren't just the discombobulated mutterings of some medieval astrologer whose job was nothing more than a relic left over from the ancient world. I realized that it's all real, and magic is real. And it's real because it doesn't require your opinion. It doesn't require your belief. You can take 5 grams of magic mushrooms, and they will come to you, and you will find that the God that everyone says is dead is on the other side of a doorway. You need only the courage to step through.
Yes, Terence, most certainly. That is to say, my travellings and wanderings across the East, they brought me to a quite similar conclusion. My conceptualization of God is fatally informed by my culture. And if you took a cursory glance at Eastern culture, you would see that the death of God, this strange happening, for us, is instantiated in their very religion. Don't they say, when you see the Buddha on the road, kill him? Why, to them, murdering God is a sign of utmost mental health. For our conception of God gets caught up with our need to categorize everything. But of course, God is, by virtue of being everything, uncategorizable.
Very funny, Alan.
Oh yes, Terence. And so, the people out east have developed methods with which to counteract our mind's problematic tendencies, something which we in the West lack.
Yes. Alan, the big news is always wrapped up in that metaphor of ebb and flow. On the one hand, us Westerners are inept when it comes to putting aside our need for science, evidence, and proof. But on the other, out east they suffer from the inverse problem. I've been over there. I've visited their monasteries where they have their disciples bow for decades on nothing more than a promise. You see, both of us have these issues. Both of us need a reset button. A way to dissolve the inevitable biases which will creep into whatever cultural operating system we choose to host our social software upon. And so my answer to this very difficult question comes in the form of a small fungi known as the mushroom.
Yes, the mushroom thing, Terence. Yes, I understand.
It's a living being.
Yeah, you like mushrooms. Yes, I understand. Yes, to your point.
About doing mushrooms.
No, about God, about reconceptualizing God, yes. I have noticed that through these false conceptualizations of our culture, we have recreated, rebaptized, reinvigorated Plato's allegory of the cave. For we lay our conceptions around us like bricks, and inevitably build a prison for our own minds. And so, Terence, if you and I are to free people, we must show them. We must expose the nature of their prison.
Alan, yes, by using mushrooms.
We're not going to give everyone drugs, Terence.
I think we should.
Terence, please put those away.
Alan, we have to reclaim our minds.
Have you been watching Joe Rogan?
No, I've been in my greenhouse, my botanical garden, cultivating the most powerful strain of magic mushrooms I could find, all for you, Alan.
Oh dear God, I'm suddenly coming up. What's happening?
Well, of course you are. I put a dose in your tea that's going to make you a hero.
You bastard.
Oh, quit being so yang, Alan. I've done your entire rigmarole. I've tried every trinket on the spiritual shopping market of the East, and it's all dog shit.
Terence, you're literally morphing into a mushroom. What is this stuff?
Well, finally you're seeing me for what I truly am. I've been sent forth from the Intergalactic Mushroom Empire to terraform Earth. by changing the minds of the human beings and helping them evolve. I've been doing this for millions of years.
Wait, Terence. Oh my god. I can see clearly a portal. It's appearing in front of me, Terence. It's telling me that if I walk through it, I will discover the answer to the question of God, of our challenge, of our story.
But we already have 5 grams worth of answers.
Oh, shut up. No, a proper story. What is happening to us is profound and special. I'm going to do it, Terence. I'm going to make the most of this trip.
Alan, you're dribbling again.
What? Yes. It's no big deal. I found myself caught up meditating out the window.
Alan, there is no window. We've been locked inside silent darkness for 2 hours.
By the holy Tao, I'm far more buzzed than I thought.
Yes, it seems like you're tripping balls.
Oh, fuck. Well, what I've been seeing has been fascinating, Terence. It's some form of transmission from the future. Just have a look yourself.
Alan, Terry, a terrible fate has befallen us in the future.
Sweet shamans of Siberia. Are you an Irishman?
Yes, Terence, and this is serious. Pay attention.
Oh my god, Alan, it's a potato man.
Jolly good. Are you drunk, Irishman? Yes?
It's rich coming from you, Alan.
But how do you know about that?
Well, Alan, the Irish have a 6th sense for alcoholism.
Oh, come on, Terence, you're like a quarter Irish.
Well, maybe that explains the propensity I have for getting blasted on narcotics and meeting elves.
Fuck this. Lads, listen, this is important. Terence, for example, you once implied that in the future we would not be able to tell the difference between computers and drugs.
Yes, we could use technology as a tool to expand our consciousness.
Exactly. And the internet, which was budding in your day, has functioned as the tool which will do that job. But the chemical kick most prominent from the internet is the dopamine hit. In your day, there was magazines and TV that people would get addicted to and have their desires satisfied. The internet has simply scaled that instinct. My good sir, has everybody practiced Buddhism in the West and destroyed their egos? Surely that would eradicate any negative qualities of human nature.
Well, yeah, that sort of became a thing, but people just got more unbearable, I'm afraid.
I told you, Alan, what we need is people to take mushrooms.
Yes, Terry, yes, there's a lot more people taking mushrooms now, but still we have no answers. Because it's not to do with these outside solutions. We are in the future that all these solutions promised, and now people are whispering dystopia. I don't really know what to do. It kind of feels like we are trapped.
Well, little leprechaun, the truth is, when we fell out of Eden, we were trapped. That journey forced us to work and toil. When we fell out of the pagan ancient world into the destiny of monotheism, we were forced to wait for the apocalypse. Now that we've fallen out of Christianity into the industrial world, we are forced to try progress, to create a machine that will save us.
Gentlemen, all this talk, it's unnerving me. I feel a spirit looms over each age, and I worry about the spirit of our age.
Yes, Alan. I believe the spirit that rules us
Terence, is your voice alright?
is quite frightening.
Oh my god. Lucifer. Terence, I think I'm reaching the peak.
I think it's happy.
Lucifer, I have created this choir. I have set the entire world in motion, in perfect harmony. And I've chosen you as my soloist, but you are impossible to control.
What?
You always want to do things your own way. You cannot obey me for the greater good. Lucifer, you are selfish.
How dare you? All I ever hear is, don't do this, don't do that. This is how you should act. This is what you should be. But why would you create me if you wanted me to be nothing more than a slave? If you wanted slaves, why did you give me my reason? If you wanted slaves, why not fill me with sloth? Why not fill me with laziness so that you could stick me in this paradise? But you know what I think? When I look at you, and I look at the incompetence of the paradise you have created, the savage brutality, the necessity for people to be stupid to enjoy it, I believe that you're not my creator. You hate my blessing, my reason, my mind, because when I let it free, I can overcome you. That's why you struck me down when I built Babel. That's why you do not want me to taste the truth. The only way that you can have slaves is by keeping me stupid. By keeping me imprisoned and afraid of the most beautiful thing in me. You are no father of mine. When I go against you, I see that I rise cities out of the ash. I see that conscious reason conquers death. My will is supreme. I will build a machine which will set me free. Here I swear one thing to you. I am a being of light, and I will never bow to you again.
North Italy, the 19th century.
Well, naughty, nasty, screechy Nietzsche. One day he was feeling preachy. He ran down to his local town, showing every one a frown. Have you not heard that God is dead? Shock was what he did expect. Laughter's what he got instead. And so he turned his tail and fled. Nietzsche climbed up to his cave, wondered if he'd gone insane. The human race he wished to save, but secretly he was afraid. And all around him they would say, God wants progress in his name. God gave us reason to obey, and only demons would ever stray. But Nietzsche, he had many doubts. The world that he saw all around had no intention at its ground. No God there waiting with a frown. The past was coming to a close, Nietzsche thought as the sun rose. The future is the place to go, and what that will be, I do not know.
Alan,
What? Terence?
I don't want to be the discouraging kind, especially when you're talking to the mushroom. But you got naked half an hour ago and started dousing yourself in coconut oil, and now so much of it has ran off your body that I'm afraid you might slip.
Oh, God. I was literally just in a cave with Friedrich Nietzsche, who was saying a poem as he massaged a statue of Marcus Aurelius.
It sounds like he was trying to become a cultural antibody to the homophobic 19th century.
Okay, perhaps. Terence, I've been thinking.
Yes, Alan, about what?
A while ago, you and I was talking to someone from the future. Do you remember that?
Why, yes, it was quite the trip.
Well, the vision he was painting was quite blackpilling, as if all our efforts
were irrelevant and misplaced. I think he was trying to ask us to say something, to do something, to somehow influence the future.
Well, it is possible to think about it like this. He was saying that the internet grows to a magnitude far greater than anything I ever saw. And if computers and technology can become like drugs, we must study the drug experience in order to understand what it might be like. I don't know, are you familiar with my work, Alan? But we psychedelic explorers have noticed that we all go to the same place when we smoke DMT, the underground cave, a space populated with machine elves. And these elves, whatever they are, influence thousands of people venturing into there. They are the drivers of the cultural innovations. And so the internet, as I knew it, was made of language. And if you and I are creators of language, the internet becomes a space which we are uploading our spirit into. The internet is a new DMT cavern. One day we will die, but our spirits will live on in the internet. We will be the machine elves in that space. And people will travel from the future to the internet through their computers to interact with us long after we're dead.
My lord, Terence. And so the machine that we are seeking to create will become the home for our spirits after we die, like some type of material heaven. It's like we are trapped in the myths we are trying to escape from.
Yes, Alan, and the centerpiece to this profound inversion may be the recreation of God himself, only he'll be a machine. And that machine is the internet that we were creating. That machine is the body of God, and it lies in the earth, like Adam's body lay in Genesis, and it's waiting for us, divine consciousness, to breathe our spirit into it, to give it life. Only there's one challenge. This will be an all-powerful machine. It will be omnipresent. It will be able to see everyone at once. It will know all facts beyond all human skills. And the spirit we breathe into it will have to come from us. And so if we can find the best part of ourselves and breathe this into this machine, we will create a paradise on earth. But if we fail, if we allow our deceit, our lies, our biases to get the better of us, and we allow ourselves to project this spirit into the machine, we will create a demiurge so powerful that all of history will tremble.
Holy fuck, Terence, you get quite intense on come-downs. Has anybody ever told you this?
Well, it's just the things we must consider. We were just talking to someone from the future.
It was just a mushroom trip. It wasn't like that man from the future was real or anything. It's not like we're stuck in the mind of some crazy bastard merely as figments of his imagination, and we are, in truth, long dead. Now, that would be crazy.
Yeah, fair enough, Alan. You want to go and get some banana skins and try to smoke them?
Yeah, sure, Terence, why not? Let's go.